Good morning, welcome to Satsang. My essence is consciousness. I am consciousness. That's the real nature, which was always there, which is here, which will be. And I became conscious of. And that becomes personal. The same consciousness becomes personal with I am conscious of. So once you see that clearly, where is the problem? Of course, as the one who is conscious of, there are many problems to solve, to win or to fail. But that's the life, that is the duality, which one will never change in its course. But to realize that the background of all that is what I am, in fact, as essentially, is of a great relief, of a great blessing. And there is no impediment for nobody to realize that. Probably one should not listen to his mind for a moment to realize that. So, if you want me to speak more, you ask me. If you need, because you want more clarity, you also express yourself. Otherwise, there is really not much to say. I see that why it looks so difficult or improbable or untruthful to not to listen to the mind. It's because from the very first moment of the birth, the mind, we enter in a world where the mind is taken for real. And we give so much trust and we use it so much as a undeniable, unquestionable tool in this life that this makes it impossible, or it looks so strange not to use it, to leave it aside for a moment. Otherwise, there is no other difficulty. The difficulties are brought by the mind. And all the practices, finally, it is to quieten this mind, to quieten the mind. But it will not reveal what you are. It may help to give up the mind for a moment, maybe. But surely it gives a state which helps in the life, but not to realize who you are. Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I heard you sometimes making such a clear distinction between like living a quiet and peaceful life and knowing who you are.
And what's the question?
That I hear sometimes that you make such a clear distinction between it, and it's just
Well,
such a striking point.
if it is not necessary, I don't say it. But I can see that the mind is very tricky. So you may have experiences of peace, let's say, of less personal state, which is a blessing. But as it goes, as it disappears, there is a belief that it's maybe because I'm not yet matured or serious enough that this doesn't last. You see? And for me, this is the utopia, because it looks to me a state acquired, and whatever you acquire, you will lose it. It's like that. It's the nature of things. So it cannot be what you are. Because what you are, even if one doesn't know what it is surely not in time, nor in space, nor in any grip of, even I am conscious of consciousness, you see, is an attribute you give to a person, I. So it's not yet the real thing, because that may appear real, but it will go. Then what? As, very strangely, I find, when you realize the essence of things, which is not personal, of course it is not obvious all the time, because one in this body is busy with life and his mind. But you don't have the sense of, that's gone, the sense of, oh, I should maintain that, or oh, I should go back there, and so on. That's gone. That's gone. Because you have seen that the background is not belonging to time and space, and it's in this way it makes you say it's always here. Even though the obviousness may not be always here. This is the very strange, but probably incomprehensible thing. But it has to be said. That's why. Did you follow anything I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And then it is just natural for the personal consciousness to rest sometimes naturally, and in this silence?
Of course. I mean, you appreciate not to search anymore, and you know very well that if you are not in your mind, you will be in a quiet state. But you know that it's also a state, but nothing wrong there, because you don't take any state for it.
Can I maybe ask, do you ever try to embody like positive values or like to be nice or so?
I wish I would do more. It's, I think, in whatever search you have, we have to honor the humanity. What means humanity in the heart is to have a heart, no? So that's a good wish. And it has to be honored. Even though it's relative, of course.
I just feel to say thank you, and I just love your satsang so much. So yeah, thank you so much.
You know, I am also thanking. Thank you. It's funny, there is really no separation actually, because I see, like me, for example, I approached, my search was not psychological. It was, is there anything rather than nothing? And so I went for it. And then after, since my life becomes long, I have time to see that then one consider then what is this life, you know, and what is humanity and so on. Or some, they go for to be a better human or more human, whatever. They try to go for it. And then eventually later they also have that question, but actually who am I? So I think naturally all that is considered, but it's not mixed. It's just, it comes one after another. If the life is long. Yeah.
And it's somehow strange with this realization, right? Because there's nothing there to really realize.
Yeah, you're right. It was, for the mind, it's extremely scandalous. And yet, if you don't listen to the mind, if you don't even listen to this, you're at peace, if I can say so. No? As long as we are realizing something, it will be a state of the mind, it will be, or of the personal consciousness, which are as many layers. It will be something which was not there before, and it reveals itself, and so on. Yeah, so in the mind. Yeah. That's why you see in Satsang it is always indicating or referring to the essence that everybody is. When they say you are immortal or you are eternal, it's not, if you grasp it with the mind, then the one you are, who is born, thinks he can become immortal and eternal. And all these utopias is very troublesome. It makes one suffer because he will never attain that. As the nature of somebody is mortal, it has a beginning, a span of life, and dies, disappears. So it has really to be heard, not by the mind, but to be so probably not busy with the mind or open-hearted that you get it, you receive it at once. You're struck by what is said. It will never be personal achievement.
I don't want to speak. But then, paradoxically, it's maybe, not maybe, then a given pointer becomes real, becomes personal.
But
I
it's
mean,
not meant for that. It's meant to...
No, but I mean,
yeah.
Suddenly what was only a metaphor just has a meaning for you. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And so maybe just it's just a story, yeah? So I don't speak about that, but the other day it was a question of inclusion. So I will just speak something, tell something. Long time ago I told you I come from the other side, but I didn't know exactly what I meant. And then I just realized recently that actually I was talking about arrogance. And if arrogance, not if, but arrogance is the belief that you are this body-mind complex. But it can have a very diverse face. It's diverse shapes.
Yeah, sure.
So and most of the time we think of it as a bubbly, shiny thing. I'm proud. I'm very proud of myself. Everything like that. But there is the other side, means the dark side of that. but still it's arrogance.
Yeah, sure.
And I was really struggling with that before I left for a while. Because I thought that you were not addressing that. Of course I was wrong, yeah? Of course I was wrong. But it's not, maybe it has to be indirect in a way to see the veil, to see the what's on top of that.
It will be an unexpected. It's in an unexpected way. Otherwise, you always hold on something. Yeah.
And I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
You're impressed by yourself.
No.
But you see, to see all what you said, from where do you see all that? I mean, it is not necessarily so easy to see that. So, from where you must have made some investigation, as your character is this way. So, from where you arrived, to where you arrived, from where you can say those things, there itself, is there anybody there?
And so one pointer has a meaning now, but then everything is all the other things.
Yeah, they lose.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
It is true.
It's not a question, it's either a description. I realized that I left behind myself all my tools, what I use till now. So let's say what were my tools, art and love. It was the tools which I used on the way.
And what you do with that now?
They exist.
Yeah.
That I wanted somehow express that they are still there, but not for as a sadhana. That I don't understand what is happening now, because I was thinking about I can't use them anymore, not even my fire, because if I use them, then it's always a postponing.
Then you keep quiet? If finally you can keep quiet.
This is still not the keep crying what I, let's say, expected. So there is such an anxiety. I must say that I still waiting. Yes, okay. That is what the mind's saying. I still waiting for
the enlightenment.
Yes.
And in case there is no darkness, what does it mean, enlightenment?
In case there is no darkness. In case there is no darkness. Do anything with that.
That's very
that
nice.
Moment.
It's very nice. You were without your mind for a moment. And look at the face.
Can't really believe what you are doing. That it's too much now to speak, but it's just a description. Just with my words, I also want to honor your words. It's really unbelievable that you speak really from a place what I can't even imagine.
So there is no description.
There is really no distance between us.
It's beautiful because you see, to say there is no distance, well, you are here and I am here. So you must refer to something else that is quite undescribable, but you say it in those terms. So don't search anymore, just keep quiet now. What more do you want?
The fear is still here. That
in no distance there was a fear? In no distance when you spoke there was a fear? Ah, okay. Then you go back to the person. Okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong to go back to the person. It is just that with what you said, the search could have been disappearing. Because you know very well you refer to the essence of what is. And when you speak of fear, is the person was alive and is full of this kind of thing, which is the way it appears. But you don't confuse one for another unless you still have the confusion that the one having fear has not to feel fear never, because he's enlightened, because he is in the no distance, he's in the essence. It's not like this. That's what I'm trying to tell since 27 years. But of course we will hear when it's time to hear. Why not now? There is nothing wrong that the one I see as fears and all that, it's human. But we speak in Satsang about the essence. If you know what is the essence, your search is gone, disappears. That's all. Isn't it? Now, if you want to be somebody with less fears and all that, you work for it. There are so many methods and practices for that. This is the personal choice of everyone. But it's not the object of satsang. Yeah. There is a story. Shankara, you know, this famous wise man and saint. I think he lived in... When did he live? Long ago. He was realized very young, and he wrote amazing sacred books trying to say in a perfect way what is impossible. And he did it. Anyway, it was morning. He lived in Benares, and he went to take a bath in the Ganga, as usual, to purify his day, as a shower for us. And when he comes back, in Benares, the streets are very narrow. So there was, he walks, and suddenly appears untouchable, another, someone who was cleaning the street. And then he says, "Oh, go, not to touch, don't touch me." And the guy looked at him, and since he was too near, Shankara went back to the Ganga to again purify himself, and went. And then when he saw the guy, he said, it's just cultural, doesn't mean anything. I mean by that we really behave. We always want to be a saint. We think that the path to enlightenment, to know yourself, will lead you to a sainthood. Maybe sometimes, but most of the time, I think it's 99.8 or 9. It will not be like this, and it doesn't mean anything. In fact, relatively it means a lot of things, but in essence it doesn't mean anything. So, because we have those épinels, I don't know if you say in English, but in French we say les images épinales. Épinal image means those legends, yeah, that Buddha when he was meditating, a snake passes through his legs and then he says Hariom instead of having a fear, maybe. Another sign nearby as like this, and then he will be taken less than a Buddha who says Hariom? No. No, they are just attitudes. Natural, I mean, in a natural way. They don't mean anything. For the essence you already are, whatever expression you have or someone has got. You see, because for the fear, for example, of course, as a human, it's normal not to like it and to try not to have it. But for the essence you are, it doesn't mean anything. If a rat starts to come here, I would not like it. I'm so sorry. I know it's a relative effect of mine, but no, please don't come. And I know it's relative, but the expressions is like this. And some other would say, Hariom Tat Sat, I kiss you, you're myself. Okay, it's also beautiful. No, but really, it has to be said. I don't know if I said it well, but it's something like that. To know oneself does not make necessarily a superhero, a superhuman. It's a good dream. And sometimes you are, so compassionate you can kiss a leper, and another time you would be avoiding a bit. I mean, it's human. Those things are human. Human. And here, everybody differs. That's sure. The essence has no diversity as pure and impure and so on. There is fear, no fear. It has nothing to do with what is indicated. As for me, that expressed itself even before our birth, so it expresses itself as it wishes in duality, in a dual way. It will be like this. So there is no question of how can I express better what is. It expressed, it didn't need your effort for that. It expresses itself. Now, if you want to be different and so on, that is a personal choice, and everybody is free here to do it or not. So, something you want to ask, or you want to make me speak, or I speak too much, and so you shut up. show you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey.
So, I think in the story you just told, I'm just a little puzzled on. I think I comprehend the thing about like to realize you don't have to to be a saint and like. But makes me a bit puzzled is the fact that the being good in the relative has so little importance for.
I didn't say that.
No.
I said not. I didn't say that. I think for humanity it's very good. We wish that the humans remain very human, of course. I just say that because I like to show directly what you are actually, if it is possible even. And in that way I say, don't lose your time in trying to be a good girl, for example, or a better somebody, to realize you can do that, but no, it would be for the world, for the I and you. But to confuse will not help. Because you see, whatever result we have as a human, the result has to be human. What does it mean? It is temporary. In that way, you see, in that way. Now, surely, let's wish that the humans remain at least and be good humans. What to say? Is it clearer?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. But it's unacceptable.
No. I think it's something that it's with how I feel, because I very maybe compassionate, and then I feel.
But don't worry. If it is your temperament, you will remain like this, whatever happens. You see? I didn't say don't be. I just say I indicate because you see, you can realize yourself just now. Just now. It's because we have concepts that we delay, actually. And once you realize yourself, then you accomplish in a natural way your dharma, your destiny.
Yeah, I think maybe I had this thought that if everyone would realize themselves, also humanity would be in human. But maybe it's a bad concept, or like a wrong concept that I have.
There are so many ways to teach, but I cannot teach. I teach as I learned and as I found. Yeah. Nothing high, nothing low. You take what fits you. I will tell a funny story. I don't know if you feel it's connected, but it makes me laugh. Jesus was walking from village to village, and he entered a village who was very sad, and they came to him telling, "Oh, help us! There is this." Let me remember now. Wait. Oh, it works. It was working. It doesn't work now in my memory. You remember that he helped some. The guy who was dead, and then yeah, a mother was very, and all the family weeping because the son was dead, and suddenly, and of course Jesus has a compassion. He said, "Oh, but don't worry," and it just touched him, and the guy was alive again. And then he leaves the village, and a year later he passed by again the same village because he was a nomad. And then Jesus sees that the village is not like last year, very sad and all, but they were furious. So what happened? Well, the guy you resuscite, he is a pedophile. He is raping every girls. What is this? It's horrible. Just to tell you, whatever actions we do, inshallah. Oops. We stop here, or you want something else to finish? You are consciousness. No doubt about it. And you know, yesterday I got a book from the Christmas tree, and it was Ribu Gita. It's heavy, really heavy, thick like this, to say again and again, thick like this. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. In so many ways, just to say, I am consciousness alone.